I mean, look, when someone says, I don't want to move forward, okay, and it happens all the time. And I think for a lot of people, they hear that and they hear, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world. These people don't want to move forward. Chances are there's probably two things that have happened. The very first thing that's happened is this. There was a moment earlier in the sale, and you know what I'm talking about, where you didn't ask a tough question. You know, you heard like that, or you heard them wavering, like, yeah, this is interesting. Their pitch goes up, etc. If you want to stop people from saying, I don't want to move forward, okay, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable in those moments. When you hear a little bit of hesitation, you hear a little bit of, I'm not sure, that high pitch. So you've got to be willing to do that. Number two is you have to be willing to ask the question is why. I'm telling you, one of the most important things that I did in my career, and I can tell you how important this is if I'd lose a deal, I'd go back and listen to the calls, or I'd ask. I'd do both. I'd say, hey, XYZ, I know we're not going to move forward. Would you mind spending like maybe 5 minutes just help me to understand what we could have done different? I'd hear their explanation, and then I'd also go back and listen to my call. And what I would hear most of the time is there was something I did or said, or one of those moments I mentioned is number one, where it wasn't really a need, and I could hear that they were interested, but not quite interested. So, a lot of this is just ask, be okay, like deal with that rejection head on. So if you want to know when people say, I'm not sure I want to move forward, for me, I think those are two of the biggest details. And then the final piece is go back and reiterate why you were supposed to partner in the first place and ask them if this is still a priority. Because if it is, you should have an ROI story of some type to tell them. And so what I mean by that is, think about it like this. I'd say something to the effect of, and I think I've talked about this on a few other videos, I'd say something to the effect of like, hey, look, I understand, but let me just take a step back. When we started talking X weeks ago, whatever, you had mentioned this and this. Are those still top priorities? Okay, well, tell me, how are you planning to solve for that? Like, what's the plan? I want to see you guys successful. I want to see you win. And so for a lot of people out there, I think you got to be okay to go back and just ask, hey, what do you care? You're going to lose the deal anyway. Go ahead, ask that tough question. Hey, look, what are you going to do? What's the alternative? Like, look, what if we could put in place some type of stopgap that could do this, prove more value, and then do the next thing? I can't tell you, I've won a ton of like pilots or proof of concepts from that. So do those three things when something happens, that doesn't go your way. Be willing to go back, analyze a game film, get better. Don't forget big number three, which is don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. Instead, ask that question. Make them kind of think through, well, wait, what am I going to do about this? Right? And that should help you close more deals.